This is my sheep cup, the Chinese star sign. I'm actually a sheep or a goat, or whatever you want to call it. If you like that type of thing, I just like collecting the cup because it's got different animals and I've got different ones, different animal types, dogs and stuff like that. Picked it up at the op shop for 50 cents, I think, each or something per cup. Anyway, I've been cleaning up my table here because I've got these Asian greens. It's starting to get hotter now. It just reached like 28 degrees and the Asian greens start to do really well. The hotter it gets, the better they grow. And I really like to grow them for a few different reasons, not only just because my daughter's half Thai and I've spent a lot of time in Asia surfing and working and living. It's because they grow really well in the heat, and in summertime it's really hard to grow certain types of food, right? So these plants absolutely thrive, and these are one of the reasons why I have it. But today we're not really here to talk about that. What we want to do is talk about my herb garden, because I've got them growing sporadically throughout the garden in a companion style system. It's not what you'd call a traditional herb garden, so to speak, as you would see maybe in a Western or European garden. I do mine quite differently, and I want to share with you the story here about how I do that. Maybe you can implement it at home and put it into your garden and create a pest-free, disease-free garden too. I reckon it's pretty cool. You're going to dig this one. I also like to scatter my herbs in pots around the garden and move them around with the season and where I feel they're actually going to work best for attracting bees, harvest times, and even like dropping seeds. I can move this whole pot into an area where there's some compost lying around, and the old seed will drop down and bring up new seedlings for me to grow on in the season. So yeah, I really like pots, and they serve a great purpose in a small space garden. I have two grow bags here, one with garlic chives and the other with society garlic, which you can see here on this beautiful flower, which has an edible flower, and the leaves of the society garlic are also edible. And in the grow bags I can move them around in different places at different times of the year to get the sun in the small space. They also help repel certain pests and diseases, so if I've got certain plants that I want to grow them next to at certain times, I will do that. Here I have a flat leaf parsley fully gone into seed. Now it's all fallen over. It's getting heavy and we had a little bit of rain last night, so I probably need to prop this guy back up. But this one self-sows every year throughout the garden. I get lots of little ones where I can actually pick and harvest from to put into salads, and the bigger ones I save for cooking and self-sowing on. So here I have two herbs growing underneath my passion fruit vine and next to my lemongrass: pineapple sage and lemon verbena. And the pineapple sage has a beautiful little red flower, edible flower, and makes a really nice tea. Actually, the lemon verbena and the sage make a great tea. Here's some more common mint, growing with some Vietnamese mint underneath my avocado tree. And again, I can just come and pick a little bit to make different dishes with. I don't need lots of it, so I just grow it underneath the canopies of other trees where they can stay moist, nice and moist, and really love being in this environment. So really the concept is being adaptable in this small space, growing in pots where there's sort of like areas not being used, underneath fruit trees, in dark areas where they like dark areas and being moist, moving the pots around in the summertime, in the wintertime, moving around to places where you want the bees to come, where you would like the seed to fall, and just really being quite versatile. And even like in the winter times, maybe if you've got a cold space, putting them into a little mini greenhouse or sort of overwintering them. You know, if you treat your herbs really well, they'll take good care of you and grow on for such a long time, because you can just, you can take so many cuttings in water, you can do layer cuttings, you can use them in so many different meals and recipes and save yourself a ton of money. I really love my herbs, and I think as a companion plant, they are really awesome. And I'm going to talk about companion planting further on the channel, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to get into some short stories here. I haven't done any worm farming stuff for a little while, so I really want to get back into that and dig into some worms again. Look, at the end of the day, it's all about using the worms to make the compost to sell and to grow amazing plants. But it's just something about compost worms. They just keep growing on me and growing on me, and I just love them more and more. Anyway, if you're digging the show, make sure you subscribe before you go. Plenty more videos coming on the way right here on my channel, and live shows Saturday 10 a.m. Sydney, Australia time. I've got to get back to work. I've got another shift to do. Have a great day. Happy gardening. We'll see you in the next video. We'll see. Bye for now.
A small town in a little oasis where my big dreams were gonna take me places. I would make bets with the rising sun and tell him all I'd done. Well, late night walks into Lindbergh Park, and sometimes I'd kiss a girl even after dark. And I never had to shout, 'cause I could hear my thoughts out loud.